My next guest is going to be fighting this Saturday against Marcus Maulding, coming up here at Showcase MMA 17th. It's Chandler Cole back here on the program. Chandler, how's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you doing?
Doing well. It's been a couple years, man, since we've done an interview. It's great to see you fight again. I know you didn't get to fight last year. Just first off, when did you find out about this fight? Because I know, like I mentioned, it had been tough for you, it seems like, to get a fight over the last year.
Last year it was tough to get a fight, but I kind of just took some time off. When I lost Keith Bell, I just was in a real weird place in my head. It was like fighting was more of like a job, like a 5 to 7 or 5 to 9, or 9 to 5. Didn't like it. I don't know. It was weird. It was like I'd been doing it for so long that I felt like what people were expecting from me wasn't the output that I was, given. And I was like, man, I don't know if I'm too far gone or I don't know. I had a weird taste for fighting in my mouth. So I took some time off and I booked a fight, but it wasn't even because, the love of fighting. It was because I legitimately just didn't like the guy. So I took that fight. It fell through. We didn't get to do that one. And then I took a grappling match, and man, when I just came back out and I was grappling, and I seen the fans, and I just seen the way they reacted. I was like, God, how can I leave this? I can't leave this. This is awesome. So, then life hit, man, and I kind of hit rock bottom, and the only thing I really had was fighting. So I just buckled down. I was walking around at 325 pounds, 5'10", ridiculous. And I started taking it serious now, and now I'm walking. This is the second time. First time I was walking around on weight was the first fight this year against Derek Weaver. But I'm finally walking at weight. I'm on weight. I feel good. I'm literally training harder than I've ever trained. My skill set, all the stuff that I learned in California, I brought it back, but I couldn't use it because I was too fat. Now I'm doing it. I'm like, man, full circle. Sometimes you got to go down some rough patches, but it's worth it. It is worth it.
That's good to hear, man. And you were telling me off air you work at a prison now. I think that's new since the last time we spoke. When did you start doing that?
In May will be about 2 years. I work at they tell me not to say the name, so I try not to say the name. Oh, no, for sure.
I don't want, because I know why, with the legal stuff. You don't want people finding to know who you are and stuff, yeah.
Right, but it's a maximum prison. I mean, it's a pretty, we hold the worst of the worst. But, I just do my job, I just, you don't go in there knowing hey, this guy's a serial killer, or this guy murdered a bunch of people. You just don't think of that. You just go in there and you just do your job, do your rounds.
Has that made you mentally tougher, do you think, as a fighter, just, doing that job? Because it's very stressful. I don't think a lot of people could do what you do.
I think in the last year it has, because I was on day shift and just, you see a lot more on days. And just constantly, I went through a little rough patch. There's little things, I'd accidentally show up late, or I would, make a little mistake here. No, nothing big, nothing major. But it was a little mistake here and there, out of prison, they'll take it serious because, it's prison. It ain't like it's a daycare. I mean, technically it is a daycare, but but it's a serious job. So I was making little minor mistakes, and I was constantly getting chewed out. Plus, life hit me. My grandfather had COVID, passed away. Like I said in the last interview, we wasn't the closest, but just the fact that it affected, I had to see my mom go through all that was pretty rough. And then just everything, I said I got my daughter, but me and her mother broke up. So, I mean, just a big list of things happened in 2020. Plus, having to stay home, not seeing everybody, just everything happened. And I think at work, it just that's what made me tougher, was just having to wake up and go to work every day, no matter everybody else is getting these unemployment checks. I'm like, I'm a big boy, gotta go. Yeah. Gotta go do my job. But like I said, very thankful for it. Very thankful for it. I've been super blessed to be how am I trying to say this? I've been super blessed to have the mindset that I do have. It kind of drifted away there for a little bit, but it's back, and I'm super pumped to show everybody what I've been working on this Saturday.
And you got a pretty experienced opponent here, Marcus Maulding, like I mentioned off the top. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Yeah, all I know is that he signed a contract.
Yeah, it's more about like what I'm going to bring to the cage, right? You know,
he signed the dotted line. I don't like to watch a lot of film because I tell you, I watch Keith Bell every day. Watch him every day, and I constantly tell myself he's gonna gas out. He's lazy. I just can't get hit. I'm gonna wrestle him until he gets tired. Blah blah. I literally thought that he was terrible, and then I go in there and I'm moving. And I remember, like, he throws, like, some type of crazy kick, and I ducked it, and he pushed me, and I hit the fence, and I was like, oh, God, like, he's a grown man. Like, what just happened? Then I'm moving around, and then I don't remember the rest of the fight, because he caught me. So
okay.
I feel like sometimes it's either I psych myself out, which I've had, this is my amateur and pro combined, it's my 21st time stepping in the cage. Lost 2 fights. So I guess if I've psyched myself out, it's been good. But just like Boone Gordon and Keith Bell, like both of them, like I overly watched them. And I was like, easy fights. And not easy fights at all. So I try not to watch it. I try not to watch a lot of fights. I try just to, I know my style is what a lot of people have to train for. That pressure, that forward movement, the confusion on why I'm big but still kind of fast, it's weird, like it messes with people. So I try to just train hard, act as if I'm fighting John Jones, no matter who's in the cage with me.
Love it, man. That's great. Love to hear the mentality change and all that. It really is. It's very mental. A lot of people have told me that, you can perform in the gym and then, it's a matter of putting it in the cage. So I think that's really good. Who are you getting to work with for this camp as far as your training camp leading into this fight?
My old coaches, Team Fast, but we changed our name to Wise County Combat Club, so WC3. And we even had a falling out last year. My coach, since I was a kid, like, we were butting heads. That's another reason why I was like, screw this. I don't want to train. I don't want to fight. But then I finally seen the light. So he welcomed me back open arms. And now it's like, that's like, wow. I owe him so much. Adam Mays, literally, I'd be having the worst day of my life, and I'd message him, and he'd be like, you want to go do Dutch drills? And we go do like 2 hours worth of Dutch drills, just pouring freaking sweat, just getting it in. And that's really it brought my fight game back. It's just constantly just holding myself accountable, getting those workouts in, getting what needs to be done, and just really focusing on my skill level.
How is the weight right now? You talked about that, how, at one point you were pretty heavy. Now you've, back into fight shape. How are things looking ahead?
I'm underweight. I'm like,
good for you, man.
260-ish too. Like, I bounce back and forth from like 257 to like 263. Like, it just depends on what time of the day you get me. But
right.
That's a great feeling, though. That's a great feeling to not have to cut weight. How's
this fight playing out on Saturday?
Oh, kill or be killed. It is kill or be killed. I don't play that decision game. Like, I try to kill. So I tell everybody all the time, like, what happens if you go out there and get knocked out? I'm like, well, that's what's going to happen because we're not going to the decision. No one pays to watch that. So, but no, I plan on winning. I plan on going out there and showing my skill set and just putting the pressure on his ass. He's gonna know I'm there for sure, and I think it's gonna confuse him like it does everybody else. They're gonna look. I read some of his Facebook stuff, and his fans were, "Oh, this Teletubby. This is the worst kid show you'll ever watch, buddy." Like, I promise you, this ain't your normal Teletubby. Y'all can crack all the jokes you want at the way I look, but everyone's always looked at me and like thought some type of way until they get in there, and it's a completely different story once we get in there. So the jokes and stuff are funny. I get it, but everyone has to pay for their sins, and he has to pay for those on Saturday.
You get the win here. I mean, what's next? What are the implications of this fight, in your opinion? Is it contender series? What are you looking at after this?
It's actually crazy because it did. I was laying in my bed the other day and I was like, oh my God, I'm 6-2. If I win, I'm 7-2.
Yeah.
What in the world? Like, because once you get those numbers, it's like you're like, I've had 9 pro fights. What? Like,
yeah.
So I'm just gonna take it. If Contender Series, if they want me on the show, that'd be nice. I do plan on cutting back 205 though. That's a big thing. Between last fight and this fight, I kind of just focused on my skills, which I should have worried about. I should have worried more about losing more weight because he is a little small. I could have afforded it, but I really wanted to just focus on my skill. I just wanted to, focus on like constantly being in the gym, eating right, but not like, restricting myself. It's like I hate weighing out my rice, and then like if I gain weight, I gotta cut that in half. Like I didn't want to do that. I just want to eat healthy. I want to train appropriately and just focus on like just be a better athlete. And I did that this camp. And between now and June, because I love the promotion I fought for right now. Of course the UFC calls. I'm dipsetting, but but I love the promotion I fought for. They're super good to me, and they got another show, same place in June. So if no one calls me, that's where I plan on fighting. But if I get a call, that'd be awesome. At the end of the day, this is 100% about changing Chloe's life. That's my number one priority. That's literally like when I wake up, I'm like, okay. Let's do that. Let's do this. That's actually one of the reasons why me and my baby mama broke up, is because I literally have like 9 jobs. I guess I was just spending too much time away from the house. It is what it is, but it's like, in my mind, it's like my number one goal is to make sure when she's older, like she wants for nothing. So right now, I stay stressed. I stay on the go, but, in the future, it's going to pay off,
Do you see yourself going back to California at some point and doing some training out there? I know you're happy with the gym back home, but I know that's something last time we spoke, I think you were out there. It was Team Oyama, I think you were working with. Who were you working with out there?
I don't know. I ain't talked to Oyama. Funny story. So my fight got canceled while I was out there, and I was training. And if no one knows him, he's like intense. Like he's like one of the most intense person I've ever met. And so I walk up to him like, "Hey, Oyama, man," I was like, my fight got canceled. So why? I was like, I had shingles. That's why. Yeah. I got shingles while I was in California. I was like, hey, man, I had to drop out my fight. I got shingles 2 weeks out. It just isn't looking good. Dude, and I think a fight I'd have easily won. Dude wasn't a wrestler. He's like an Egyptian boxer. I forgot his name. But I was like, man, I just, he goes, okay, well, good. Cancel your plane ticket. I'm like, oh, my girl's on her 3rd trimester. It don't matter. It don't matter. Stay out here. You're good. I was like, what? And I don't even think I left. I just
Yeah, you just got up and left. Yeah, you got a family.
Well,
yeah.
It was the day I was supposed to leave. Everybody knew what day I was gonna leave, but I just didn't. When he told me to stay for 3 months until the baby got here, I was like, but now, back then, I was like, oh my God. Now, like that's the mentality. Like I get it. You want to be look at the fighters that he has. Chito Vera, stud. Alex Perez just fought for a UFC title. Like that's the mindset they have. And it's like I told myself one day, I was like, you know what? Like to me, it didn't make sense at the time, but it makes all kinds of sense now. Like if you want to be a world champ, like that's exactly what you got to do. So of course I ain't talked to Oyama, but I would like to go back. Because I think he'd be like, oh God, yeah, this kid's in shape now. So I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool to go out there and just show him like, hey, I wasn't that fat piece of crap that you seen last time.
Chandler, thanks so much for doing this, man. We're really looking forward to it. It's coming up here Saturday to Showcase MMA 17. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, real quick, I want to thank you, dude. I don't know if you realize it, but you're a pretty big deal. I
just love doing this, man.
When A-Cap told me, he was like, hey, James wants to interview you, I was like, yes. Because I follow you on Instagram and stuff, and I see the people that you interview, and I'm like, man, like, the fact that I'm in that little category now, or I've been in that category.
I was going to say, man, we've done a couple interviews, so don't forget, don't forget the little people either, so.
We have, man, but like, I literally, I seen like you done an interview with, oh my gosh, I was just on your Instagram. But you done
Eddie Alvarez?
Eddie Alvarez. But you done
Valentina, Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, Valentina. you have done some awesome interviews. The fact that, like, I'm like, man, like, I respect that more than anything. It's like, you could be interviewing someone else right now, but you called me. I appreciate it. It shows, like, how much of you are to the game, not just UFC, but you really care about the game. So, it means a lot. And I'm super pumped that when they told me you was calling me, I was like, yeah, that's when I overslept. I was like, no,
it's all good. It's all good. Let me explain something here quickly before we wrap things up. Like, I love doing this. Like, and the coolest part for me, even more than interviewing some of those names I just mentioned, is seeing people like you still coming up and achieving your dream and getting to be along for that ride. That's what's cool to me, like to see someone where I've interviewed them and they're making the big steps. And so it's fun for me. So I appreciate all the kind words, but I just treat every interview the same, whether it's you or Stipe, it doesn't matter. Heavyweights are heavyweights.
Listen, super, super grateful. I promise you, super grateful. I'm super thankful for this. And, when I make it, we'll
do the first one. How does that sound? We'll do the first one when you get signed. So there you go.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, man.